Hello, I am Kate King. I am the author of the recently released book called Mend or Move On, A Guide to Healing or Leaving Toxic Relationships. You guys, this is such an important book right now. I don't know about you, but everywhere I look, I am seeing all of the dynamics that are just dividing and separating, causing hatred. It is painful. People don't know what to do. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships here. I'm talking about friendships, family relationships, professional connections, relationships with acquaintances and people at your kids' schools. Toxic relationships are a big issue, and so many of us are not equipped. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to deal with it when our relationship feels like it's going off the rails. So I wrote this book to support you with all the relationships in your life that are problematic, that are challenging, that feel tough, and that make you feel really stuck, like you're not sure if you should stay or go. I titled it Mend or Move On for that reason. You're never stuck. You have the choice. You can stay, repair, we can work on it, dig our heels in, give it more effort, or you might decide that you've given this relationship everything you can. The other person's not willing to hear you or change, and you feel like the only way to really regain your health and safety is to move on. So I chart a course for both paths in this book, and I just want to share with you a little bit about the book to help you decide if this feels like a right fit for your reading. So first, I'm just going to let you know sort of what's in it. I'm going to go through the table of contents so you have an idea. So my introduction, life's too short for toxic relationships. Basically, we're just going to talk about why would we waste our times in relationships that don't heal us, don't fill us, don't nurture us. This really talks about how important it is to be intentional and to be clear about the healthy relationships that you deserve. Chapter 1, relationships are like oil paintings. I'm an art therapist. This is a metaphor. That's all I'm going to say. I think you'll like the chapter. Chapter 2 is the skull and crossbones of toxic relationships. So here I'm really talking about what's toxic, what's not. Not all bad relationships are toxic, but all toxic relationships are bad. Hear the distinction? So some relationships, they've just become misaligned, they're past their season, but they're not necessarily toxic. Toxicity is abusive, it's dangerous, it's corrosive to your mind, body, and soul. This chapter goes into it in depth. Chapter 3 is the 7 traps of toxic relationships. Here I outline 7 traps that are extremely common when it comes to people feeling stuck and not knowing how to move through or beyond their toxic relationships. The 7 traps, I'll just let you know what they are, but I'm not going to go into each of them because it would take too long. First, buy-in. Second, comfort. Third, powerlessness. Fourth, false ownership. Fifth, unhealed trauma. Sixth, avoidance. And seventh, codependency. So we'll dive into those 7 traps of toxic relationships in chapter 3. Chapter 4 is the rainbow of relationships. I talk about all different kinds of relationships, what you can expect from different relationships, what's appropriate, what's not, and where toxicity can lurk, even in the most unsuspecting places in relationships. Chapter 5 is called The Bittersweet Truth. Here, I just give it to you straight. It's the difficult truth that not all the relationships that you want to be healthy are healthy. Sometimes they can be fixed, sometimes they can be repaired, and sometimes they can't. And there's a bittersweet element to that. Chapter 6 is a chapter about triggering words. So I share a whole list of words that are incredibly triggering, including the word triggered. Chapter 7 is aligned relationships, a puzzle piece theory. So here I talk about what alignment really looks like in relationships, what healthy relationships look and feel like, how you can sense them, how you can see them, and how you can get back into alignment if you feel like you're off course. Chapter 8 is parts psychology. This is a study into internal family systems therapy, which I think many of you know about and love. I personally love internal family systems therapy as well. It's a parts perspective, the parts of me that are interacting with the parts of you and how that's going. Chapter 9, trauma and trust. We talk about trauma. We talk about trust. We talk about some of my own experiences, including when I worked with an African shaman around my ancestral family trauma, and it didn't go so well. So you'll have to read chapter 9 for more about that. Chapter 10, commitment, when to keep it and when to break it. So this chapter is all about the promises we make, the bonds we form, the people that we become really connected to on a level of commitment, and what to do when you get into this really sticky territory of the relationship feeling toxic and unhealthy. Chapter 11, when relationships go south. This is basically what to do when things are spiraling out of control, when they feel unhealthy and you don't know how to get them healthy again. Chapter 12, when it's more than just the two of you. So, this talks a lot about, if you're a parent, how your toxic relationship is flowing over into your kids. Maybe if you have a group of friends, how a toxic friendship can be affecting the whole group. If you're in a toxic workplace, how it is affecting more than just the two of you. And then chapter 13, 6 relationship tools you won't want to leave home without. I tried to sort of end it on a positive note and give you some tools that not everyone remembers or even knows about for what makes healthy relationships stay aligned and fruitful and generative for the long haul and keeps them out of that toxic territory. Then there's an epilogue where I share some really cool research, an amazing study that was from Washington, D.C. about how group meditation actually changes things vibrationally and energetically that can be measured in real ways. And that, my friends, is the book. So if that sounded interesting to you, please check out my new book, Mend or Move On. You can get it at my website, theradiantlifeproject.com, or anywhere books are sold. You deserve healthy relationships. You do not have to succumb to that stuckness, that torture of being in an unhealthy dynamic that really does more harm than good. You truly deserve better. And no relationship, no matter how close it is, whether it's a long-term friendship, a family member, a parent, a spouse you've been with for decades, no relationship means that you have to stay forever and that you have to tolerate dysfunctional or unhealthy or toxic dynamics. So I believe in you. I hope you do this work. I'm here to support you. Feel free to reach out if you have questions, and I hope you enjoy my new book. Thank you so much.